Welcome everybody to Blerdlines. Man Cam with me as always is
the other Cam, aka the Council of Cams in the house,
as well as
Josh, also known as Bishop, minus the M.
and always at the end keeping us honest,
Professor B.
And we are here to talk about X-Men 97 Season 2 episodes 1 through 4.
The Mo de Mayo show. The Mo de Mayo show. The Mo de Mayo show. The Mo de Mayo show.
First 3 episodes dropped and caused a whole social storm. Shout out to all the Black people making amazing memes. Now we have 4 episodes in.
Here we go. I got to acknowledge that Freudian slip, 4 issues instead of.
Mm-hmm. Listen, that's a testament to how good the show is. It feels like you're reading a comic book.
That would be my initial reaction because I'm of two minds, right? I watch it as a lifelong fan of X-Men, which just means I've been reading all the comics. I know all the lore. I know every little small detail that they put in this. I can literally tell you every single one of them. And then I watch it as a creative. I look at how they made it. The animation is good. The studios they've been working with, the voice casting, and all that kind of stuff. And so for me, on a larger scale, it 100% feels like an issue of a comic book, which is a little bit chaotic, a little bit epic and grand, kind of all over the place, but also cheesy. And just it gets all the good mixes that I like. It was highly enjoyable. And what made it even more, and this is what's been tickling my fancy, is shout out to all the Black people that are super enjoying it. And then they make the memes. The memes are so good and so funny. And they're so on point that it actually makes the show even better. And you rewatch it after seeing the meme. So I think my initial reaction of it, and as we all know, I am a well-known hater of X-Men animated series. That shit is fucking horrible. It's horrible plotting. It's messy, bad writing. The best parts about it are the intro and the voice acting. But this 97, and shout out to Bo DeMaio, like you were saying, has definitely shown leaps and bounds of what the old one was and built on that. And I think they've done a really good job. Season 1 was awesome. And now season 2 just literally has hit people in the mouth, and I'm glad because it kind of keeps that momentum.
Shout out to Kane. This version of Kane, and I'm not too familiar with Kane, but this version of Kane is just he's kind of moving kind of a Loki type character, just chaos in this particular episode, just trying to just destroy. He see the inevitable, but he just moving funky, and I like this character in this. Each season has that one episode where we're like, damn, did y'all catch that episode where it's got me talking? And I would say episode 4 is that episode. What was last season's? Remember It? Or
episode 5, yeah.
Episode 5.
Remember It. Yeah.
Remember It. So
still can't talk about it. Still can't talk about it without getting goosebumps.
Great what they did with the arc of this villain by allowing him to continue to be a villain, but giving him some relatability and a little bit of sympathy towards him being a slave and all that stuff. But then drawing that fine line and say, yeah, but now he's choosing something that's dangerous and malevolent. And so he's crossed that line from being a freedom fighter to being a tyrannical villain. Then the last thing I would say is just, we get scenes in this show that's so much better than 20 years of the MCU trying to do crossovers. We got the cut scene where it's Wolverine, Captain America, and I've enjoyed every single appearance of Captain America in the show so far, because it's always like he shows up and they're like, so? He shows up and the X-Men are like, so what? You're here? I don't care.
The X-Men treat the Avengers like an annoyance more often than not. What do you want, man? What? We're dealing with genocide and apocalypse and celestials, and you need help with what now? The Red Skull?
I also wanted to touch base on how this show implements the sense of dread on what apocalypse is. When they go back in the past and they start yo, I know this ship. Hold on. We got to get out of here. And Bishop was the first to be like, we got to go.
Black people.
No, but I'm just saying.
Folk.
Professor X is like, yo, we know who he is. We cannot trust him. Magneto's like, well, maybe we could change him. And then we have our representative of all black people, Bishop, be like, "Are you crazy?
Can we go?
What is wrong with y'all?
We should just leave.
It's here, get in and get out. It's not get in, discuss that we should try to change Apocalypse and then leave. Are y'all stupid?"
Resident time traveler telling you we got to get the fuck out of here.
I liked that the time travel is not consequential. That they're not doing it to the point where if they change something in this part, it's going to affect the other.
I hate time travel in X-Men. It's the worst. Like, you hate time travel in stories and fiction. X-Men takes it to a whole nother ridiculously stupid level. And the way they did it in the show was actually pretty decent, where they tamped down a lot of the dumbness. Like you said, it's literally them popping in and out of different times, not necessarily changing like whole situations. And that was, it makes it a little bit more palatable while you're watching it, so you don't have to think too hard about it. I'm glad that they tamped it down a little bit, so that just made it to be, it's there, but it's not the driving force of it.
It's very interesting how we get Magneto trying to guide Noor, and then Professor X is the one that's like, "Are you crazy?"
Yo, to see Professor X with boundaries of like,
for real,
like, nah, bro. Even I got my limits.
There are some people who are not able to save, and you just found them, like
completely irredeemable.
And that's a good credit to Bo DeMaio. We talked about this before, from someone that reads the source material. Because now you can have your story and you use the source material to enhance it, strip it down, or keep the plot moving. And they did a really good job of mixing it. So if you're a X-Men fan, you're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But if you're just a person that's just watching, you're like, yo, who is that one dude with the girl with the green hair? Why does she bend metal just like Magneto? And you start having questions and you start to wonder.
Oh, wow. You brought up Polaris. And I was just talking to Josh about how awesome Polaris is.
One of the other cool parts about like these last two episodes was the voice casting and like the guest stars. Shout out to Michael Dorn as Apocalypse, right hand man. Like, right when I heard his voice, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then also the voice of Kang was John D. Lancey, aka Q from Star Trek.
Oh wow. I thought the voice sounded familiar, but I did not know that was Q. Oh,
neither did I.
You know what? That's the perfect homage too, because Q is very much like Kang.
And what Cam actually said too is that the show did really well is to show a sense of dread and a threat. Because the one bad thing about X-Men as a fan is like no one ever dies. Someone dies, but they're gone for 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, whatever. But like in the show, you feel the sense of dread when someone gets killed or there's a threat. Now, they might all come back by the end of the show. Who cares? But as of right now, you don't know any of this. So there is a feel that each quote unquote villain is actually a villain and will go off and kill people. Apocalypse, often Magneto was a good show to be like, no, he's for real, and laughing at Charles at the same time. So I'm like, yo, I'll be back and we're gonna be doing this for a while. So I just want to let you know this, that I'm not for the play.
Killed his boy in front of him and then stepped over him and was like, toodles.
Gave him the Iverson over Ty Lue.
What?
What? And you know what's funny is he insulted him like 3 or 4 times in that one exchange. First, he kills Magneto. Then he tosses the helmet to right in front of Charles. Then he tells him, "I would make you one of my horsemen if not for your lack of spine." And then he walks up to him, and as Charles is talking crap, puts his foot right over his head like he's gonna step on him. But he's like, "But you know what? Only a coward feels good about stepping on that." It just walks over. I'm like, yeah, this is Apocalypse. He measures himself of, you must survive me to prove that you are worthy to live.
Before he got all his stuff, Apocalypse was already a badass. He was straight up murking mad people, destroying everything. Like, he was already dope.
He took blast from Bishop straight to the chest. The blast from Rama Tut didn't kill him. Like, he took a straight shot from Rogue. Like, and we know how strong Rogue.
And then basically picked her up and tossed her across the room.
Then when he gets hooked up with the Celestial and all that, now you say, oh, you're even that bigger. And I think that's where, now going back to what Cam said earlier about the threat level, now it's kind of like, it's almost silly when they're like, yeah, we could stop them. Like, bitch, no, go back to your time.
I don't think it can be emphasized enough just how great a depiction of not only his threat, not only his transformation, but even the explanation, like instantly it explains why his powers are undefined.
Yeah.
He's been powered up by a celestial. There's nothing he can't do.
Right.
That makes total sense that he has these transformation powers, and he's got beams, and he's got all these other things that he can do. And literally every time you see him, it's a new power. That's why. Okay, no problem. Done.
He's reached the level of evolution to where now he can control his own evolution. And he's using that godlike power to increase that evolutionary explosion that's happening in all the time with him.
As a fan of X-Men, you're watching it and you're squealing every time because you're seeing all the things. But also, it's not just nostalgia now. Now it's nostalgia plus a good story, plus good plotting, plus good character development. So it hits all the right notes of it, as opposed to just being like X-Men animated series was pure nostalgia, where this one is actually no, this is a good show based on a bunch of source material. So we'll chime back in when the series wraps, but we're definitely enjoying all the socials. We're left like the Kang memes alone have been a source of joy for the last like at least 48 hours. For me, it's been continuously hilarious.
Yes.
And I'm also glad that, especially in the Black community, a lot of folks have been embracing this too, because it just shows again we have this real good resurgence of Black folks that are vocally and into sci-fi, anime, comic books, fantasy, all those types of things. So I like that that's happening, and so it's really, really cool that we get to see it and people are really embracing it. So that's really fresh for me to see. So, but as always, this is Blerdlines. Like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend, tell a comment, let us know. And yeah, man, we'll be out. Peace.
Go read books, please.
Read a bloody book.
Read a book.
Read X-Men. Read the source material.